And welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're jumping back into another episode of FTB Skies. And well, today we complete the mod pack. Hopefully you guys are ready. So today is the big day. Today is the day that we finish up this mod pack. Yes, we are going to be finishing it up. And I do want to preface, if you guys do want this world download, it is available for all supporters of any tier. Be sure to check out the Discord. Discord.gg/ChosenArchitect is where all of that stuff happens. There's an FAQ that explains everything there as well. And you can also become a member by joining here on YouTube if that's something you're interested in. Everything links over on the Discord though, so check that out. As we get into today's episode, however, we need to up our antimatter production just a tiny bit. We're almost there. We have just about everything ready to go. You can see I almost have 5 buckets worth of antimatter, which is how much we need to make the actual antimatter pellets. Now, I want to set up make fizzle fuel a little bit faster. So I have this set up here that I want to look at. And what we're going to be able to do is we're going to fix our bottleneck that is happening inside of our fizzle fuel generators here. And the main bottleneck is going into the chemical infuser. We're missing that sulfur dioxide that is supposed to be going into this, which is causing our problems. So I'm thinking, or at least my thinking is, how about I fix that? And so to fix that, we're going to be using a bunch of pressurized reaction chambers, 8 of them, and then 8 of the chemical oxidizers, and then just pump everything into a single quantum entangle porter, and then send that to our 2 machines over here. And we may be able to get away with just one of these setups working instead of using 2, but we'll see how that goes. Now, to make all of these things work together and give them this compact, I actually need to use the item transfer nodes. And these allow me to wirelessly send items to things. So I can send items from an exporter into the item transfer node and then wirelessly send those items to the machines. So you can see right here, if I do set this up and I put this in here and I set our coal as our item that goes in, we'll see that sends into there and it goes into this machine. And I got to do this for all of them. And that saves me some space because this machine's a little complicated. You have to send it water on a side. You also have to export out a gas that builds up in here. And then you need to send the gas to another side that it actually produces, or the item that it produces, into a machine. And so we're kind of limited on space. And then you also need to give this thing a little bit of power, right? So that is another thing. Or sorry, send it oxygen. That is one of the other side configs that has to be done. So now with all of these machines running at full blast, filling this up with sulfur dioxide, which is exactly what this needs, we should now be ready to at least replace one of our setups over here. And so this is going to allow me to remove this machine right here and remove the machines that are all set up to it, including the pipe. I will not need this anymore, and nor will I need this chemical oxidizer, because what I should be able to do is just place this right next to this. And so let's go ahead and remove this pipe so I don't have any interference. But let's go ahead and get a mechanism. Where's it at? Quantum entangle porter. I'm going to place that right next door and then select sulfur. And then we are going to make sure under the gases, we're outputting and auto outputting. And so now that is full, and that means this should now build up, looking pretty good. And that means we should definitely be sending a lot more fizzle fuel out. I think now at this point our pipe is the factor. And here's a cool little thing that I just learned recently. Within Mechanism, if you want to upgrade a pipe, well, all you have to do is simply take the component. For example, I believe to upgrade a default pipe, we actually just need infused alloy. So we'll grab some infused alloy, and you can right click the pipe with the infused alloy and it will change the line to the upgraded pipe. How cool is that? Like, I didn't even know that was a thing. So now we have a buildup, and now this is the issue. The chemical oxidizer, we don't have enough of these. But for right now, I think this is still going to be producing way more fizzle fuel than we were producing before. And I think at this point, we now have enough antimatter to complete this mod pack. Wow, what a journey this has been. So let's get that antimatter put together and get our pellets. Now for this process, we just need a chemical crystallizer. That's literally it. We just send it over with a pipe, and we can use, I think antimatter is a gas? I would assume, because everything comes out as a gas in this. So we just need a tube, and we will send this to our crystallizer. And I'll put the crystallizer right down here, and then we can put our point on it. Make sure to give it some power, of course. Select our main network, and all we have to do is send this over. And let's go ahead and pull this out. There we go. And will it pull as a gas? Actually, I have no idea. Maybe it is a liquid. It's liquid antimatter. Let's try a pipe. Hopefully we can get a pipe to transfer it. No, a pipe does not work. No, it's a gas because it's in a gas container. I wonder if it's simply because the input is not available on the top of this machine. So input is set to top. It has power, but this is not transferring. Maybe it's because this is not set to output on the bottom, which it is not. There we go. So output to the bottom, and this is crystallizing. Oh my goodness. Oh, and then we just wait till our antimatter pellets build up. And there's one. Oh my gosh. Impossible material. Yes, we just got that achievement. And we now just wait for the 5 pellets to build up. And this is a monumental moment in this pack, because this is what leads us to unlocking every item in the game. Every single item. So I think watching this happen is incredibly satisfying. There we go. And I have just about everything else. I think everything else required to unlock that quest we have done. So we're going to put everything together. There's our 5 needed. That's all we needed was 5. Let's go. Let's do this. So on our final quest here, there is still just a couple of things that we have to do, but I have my antimatter. We can submit that. I have my pure crystals. We can submit those. We have the Ender Dragon predictions. We can submit that. I have the precision mechanisms ready to go. And we definitely have the singularities, but we're going to set that up here in a second. The thread of the gliding, this right here, is actually already on a piece of gear that we have. So let's go ahead and pull that off of our gear and turn that in. So all I have to do is click this, and now we have that we can turn in, that we set up a long time ago. And last but not least, we have our singularities that we just have to pull from our container that is up here. And of course, let's shrink down and pop down into our container. And we have this entire thing full. I'm pretty sure we don't need this much, but we have it. And last but not least, let's get out of here for this, because I don't want to do this right here. I want to do it where all of the action has happened at full scale. I am ready. Are you guys ready? Oh man, I am so ready. Last part of the end game. Submit. And we have completed the game, the power of creation. Congratulations on completing the final challenge of the mod pack. We hope your journey through the skies have been filled with excitement and wonder. We look forward to seeing you again in your next adventure, the FTB team. Thank you so much. This has been a fantastic mod pack. Now, what is this cheaty storage disk that we see here? Well. This is where the game really just explodes. The whole thing is just exploded. So as soon as I put this in a drive, well, it's infinite from this point. Everything we now have. I mean, everything. Every item in the game is here. Every item. In infinite amounts of it, including all of the creative items that exist in this mod pack. So, yes, this is the ultimate end of this mod pack, and we have done it. this is quite amazing, I would have to say. My goodness, what a crazy ride this has been. Now, I'm not just done. I'm not quite done. There's still a few things that I kind of want to play around with now that we've entered in to this creative mode. By the way, putting the items in, a little bit laggy now that we have everything available. Wow. I'm sure a lot of you want me to finish everything in the quest book and make all of these green. Well, I should be able to do just about everything that is involved in that, and shouldn't take long at all. I'm going to go ahead and get all of these quests and all the items filled in, and then I'm going to do the one thing you guys have been asking me to do this entire playthrough, and that is click the reward bag up here. So after getting every single item for all of the other quests, for the most part, we should be able to now complete the entire quest book. So all of these that are in green have been 100% completed. Some of them, like Elemental Craft, once I actually complete one of these, we'll actually get the rewards, the spell scrolls, which will complete that 100%. Some of them can't be 100% completed, such as the pedestals, because of this one pedestal tank optional right here. Even though it is checkmarked and completed, for some reason it is not finished up. And then Tetra I did not get into, so that won't be completed. Monster Hunter is going to just require mob kills. And then the bees one, believe it or not, the actual combs are not provided inside of the cheaty disc for some reason. And then of course the To the Stars requires us to go to the moon or orbit the moon and also orbit the sun and create a space base there. Now, with all that, we should be able to hit this button to collect all rewards. Oh my. Yeah. So we just got a bunch of stuff. And it all just spilled out onto the ground. Oh my. Wasn't expecting all of these goodies, but there we go. Tons of stuff from all kinds of different mods. By the way, there's the scrolls, so we should now be able to fully complete the rest of that. There we go. And then Industrial Foregoing actually completes. Just look at all this stuff happening. There's just... it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. And there we go. Wow. It is going to go through and play the sounds for every single completion. And, well, that's basically it. We have now achieved everything. And I think it looks like there's even more rewards. Oh, this one can't be accepted for some reason because we have to, I guess, choose what we want. But yeah, I think that's basically it. There's literally nothing else left to do other than, of course, I mean, we can kill off the rest of the mobs. There is a lichen mob here, but that's from ours. That's just a summon and we'd probably just kill. I mean, it's not really that crazy. Yeah. And this is the end of the mod pack. So yeah, at this point, we literally have everything. You want antimatter? We got antimatter. Want creative power? Infinite amounts of power? We have it. So if we take a look at creative generators, we should have those. Oh my gosh, creative. I'm kind of going to have some fun with this. Let's see. We have a creative coil that we can use. I don't know if cyclic has its like creative items in here. Don't know. This is an interesting item. Because I know cyclic definitely has some creative power sources, which are kind of cool. Right here, yeah, infinite battery. So that's an infinite RF source. And you know, with cyclic, it is always going to be an incredibly powerful source. Put that in there, and yeah, make sure to bypass limit. And anything ever, if we ever need power, this will provide infinite amounts of it. Oh my gosh, there's just so much. And this, I mean, this is just things that have creative in the name, because there's a lot of creative items that don't even say creative in it. And even if it's not creative, well, there's this thing called the creative vending upgrade that we can just put in here. And that means anything that we put in here will be infinite in supply, including like remaking our sword, for example. Like, it will supply a sword always. It's just, that is pretty neat. Now, that is something that I want to do. Let's go ahead and actually make the baubles max upgrade. Because we can now just spawn these items in, basically. And I kind of want to see how powerful we can make this. By the way, these are blue and green. What is the max damage? 100 damage almost on our sword. That is awesome. I don't know what the purple heart canisters are used for. But yeah, also, let's take a look at the heart. Let's see how many hearts we can actually get in this. Because I know the bauble itself, like the actual heart amulet, it holds the amount of canisters. And we should be able to put all of those in. And that will give us a bonus in hearts as well. And when this is in our heart amulet slot, which should be, it's not a necklace. Should be one of these slots is for the bauble. You have to figure it out. And there it goes, just like that. You can see that we've gone even further on hearts, but that's not as far as we can go. I think we can go even further by eating these. Oh, wait, that's right. You cannot eat these. So what you have to do is, if you really wanted to get the max amount of hearts, you would have to make sure you don't eat any other food in the game. And you would have to eat these heart canisters before you hit level 20, before you hit 20 hearts, and then you could definitely boost it. So I think we are definitely running about as many hearts as we possibly can. That is quite the amount. I take that back, because there's actually a soul amulet that allows you to store even more. And so with this, we have just a little bit more hearts. Wow. It really does add up. Then, of course, to boost ourselves even more, well, we just need to change outfits here. And this gets us even more hearts. Oh my gosh. It went up to blue. I don't think I've ever seen the heart canisters go that high before. You know, I think with all of this, it's definitely time to sort of reflect on everything we've done. This is something that I did yesterday. I actually just sort of put some stuff together as a nice little decoration for the bed, as a nice little kitchen, because that's where we cooked everything. And then over here is where all of my chipped items are, because I used to just place them all down everywhere. Oh man, I got a little bit more organized. And I did refresh the base here, but I think I want to do a little bit of a tour to sort of go over some of the things that we've done into this build, because this has been quite the journey, I would have to say. What an adventure, and the amount of mods that we went through and covered in this, it's quite a lot, quite extensive as well. Now, let's go ahead and go to where we started. Well, we started off on our little island here, and we have our waterfall. That was one of the main things I wanted to build so I can get my refined storage network placed in. We decided to put the storages over here, or I decided to put them over here. And everything is linked to this storage. So everything was running into this storage and being handled with laser IO, which has been amazing, by the way. I don't think any other mod would be able to handle items like this in this capacity. And so that has been a real game changer, I think, with modded Minecraft, believe it or not. And Direwolf 20 is the one who made that mod. So quite an epic mod, to be fair. We expanded. We have our little create room, and in each one of these areas are actual storage rooms. So kind of like little pocket dimensions that we've just expanded our stuff. This was like our scrap, like put scrap things together, because I didn't really want to dive too much into create. And so it's just all thrown in here. And we have a room for almost everything. So this is our, this room right here is where all of our pedestals are producing resources, and this is where we were producing the majority of our resources. Of course, everything again is being handled with laser IO. And then we have just the production of just everything before we had all of our creative stuff. This was our production and how we got all of our materials, including how we got obsidian and moss and all kinds of other crazy things. So without that room, this pack would not have been completable. We wouldn't have been able to complete it. And then inside this room is where we are making 25 million RF per tick. This is the automation of the mycelial reactor, and quite cool. I mean, I love setting up the automation for this thing. Every pack I've played that I have had that in there, I've always wanted to try and get that done, and it has been quite the journey doing that. Inside this machine is our wither farm, where we're collecting wither farts. I know, it sounds crazy, but we're collecting gases from the wither, the ether gases, and that's going into the overworld. And we do have an entire container completely filled with this. Quite a simple setup, honestly, to get that going. And then we have ether gas, like, forever. This is the Industrial Foregoing Center / our Power Center. And as you can see, these are all tanks that are hooked up to refined storage that provide ether gas and everything to the dissolution chamber for our automation. And then we have a little enchanting thing up here. You know, all of this stuff could have been made a little bit more compact and maybe less obvious as to how the automation is being done. But I think the main thing I did was I just put these up top, and we don't even need these anymore. But that's really what's clustering up the room, is the fact that these are in the ceiling. But I wanted to try something different this go around. But this is all being this is all producing latex. And we just have these massive tanks. These have a lot of fluids in them. And then, of course, our lava is being stored in here. My goodness, so much going on in here. The quantum entangle porter for mechanism is producing heavy water here, and that's being sent to the moon. It's just so much. In this room is also our automation center. So inside this room, we have some more lava being produced. We have our entire crafting setup that we used throughout this entire pack. So if you think you need a lot of crafters, not really. This amount of crafters actually got me through the entire mod pack, believe it or not. And they're not even upgraded, so it'd be even faster if you just put upgrades in them. Up here is the automation for the simulation chambers, and then up top is some more automation. This is for applied energistics. Even though we didn't use it, we had to craft it. This is the automation for all of the components for mechanism. And you can see it's nice and compact, not too crazy. And this is our auto trader farm that is automatically producing emeralds and automatically making cakes. When the cake supply runs low, it'll start using this. But yeah, there was actually way more room for automation in this room if it was needed. But thankfully, this pack was quite easy to complete, I would have to say. And I like that idea, because there's a lot of people who jump into modded Minecraft thinking that it is going to be this this fun journey, and if they're casual players, they might be kind of wrecked, because some mod packs just don't seem approachable in their completion. You will play the pack and then never complete it, and so you'll never get that satisfaction of completing. I think this mod pack provides the satisfaction of completing, because you can easily complete this pack with way less time than other mod packs I have played. I'll just say that I do enjoy that. And I think that was a really good idea. And so I would definitely recommend this pack to any casual player. Someone who maybe gets off work and plays for a couple of hours every other day. This mod pack might be for you, for sure. Because it does provide that, a plethora of mods, but it also has a questing book, a guide to kind of help you along the way. And not only that, it also has a pretty straightforward end game. And I think that is fantastic. Now, inside this room is our wither automation. And this is also not constantly running. When our supply runs low, it would activate this, and it would start producing some more nether stars. So this is making nether stars. Not too bad. I'm actually kind of scared of this other room that I'm going to be going into, because it is upstairs. Upstairs, we have our Ars Nouveau set up. This is pretty much everything you need for Ars. I'd never fully automated the imbuement chamber, but it's completely doable. You just need one for each setup. This is our little Britannia automation. I don't need this bed anymore. Yeah, this is our little Britannia automation station for some things. The force craft area. And then our bees are trapped in here that have been being harvested the entire playthrough and going into the honey tank over here. And then all of the honeycombs get put in here. And then we have our Astra area where we had done all of our space travel. over here is all the Botania with Botania automation. If you're looking and you got the world download, be sure to check this out and see all of the ways that these things can be automated, because I think this actually works out quite well, this setup. And after I refined it and got the delay to 16 ticks, it actually works out really, really well in collecting. And this works fantastic as well. This is for our mana pools and creating like mana steel and all of that fun stuff. Of course, we have our creative mana pool. That was a fantastic addition, getting some of the other later game items a lot easier and less grindy to do. Down below is actually a automated farm for charcoal, and I do have it set to an amount. If it goes under 800 charcoal, then it will turn back on. I feel like setups like that are kind of important to turn them on and off. Now, inside of this compact machine is actually utilizing the Botania stuff. So we're using our mana inside to send a floating Lunium some mana, and that spawns in mobs, and then this kills those mobs. But those mobs don't drop normal loot. These mobs drop dungeon loot. And so this actually provided us with runes and all kinds of other cool things, even though we had a little bit of trouble with this area during the playthrough after killing a couple of mobs. The Sons of Sins can kind of get you, catch you off guard. But that is almost it. Of course, we do have the moon. So if I throw on my spacesuit, because we do have to have the spacesuit on, and we pop here, this is actually the moon. And this is where we produce all of our antimatter, as you see in the beginning of the video. And this is producing all kinds of other materials as well, such as our wow, if I can speak. There we go. Our HDPE pellets. And then, of course, we have our fizzle fuel that's being produced up here as well. This is also where we did all of our... this is where we did this fluid as well. This is the DT fuel. And this is where we sent it for that final quest line. And we got that all set up. Our giant ball from our creative wand that we were able to use. Yeah, you could definitely make giant balls of netherite or whatever material that was a block. It was kind of OP. Honestly, the end game is meant to be OP. That's just how the pack is. Now, the other part was, of course, here. And this is the Nether, and I basically copied the entire base into the Nether. And so we have a couple of setups. This is how we were farming blaze rods, and I was farming some mobs and a couple of other mobs. It just gave me another nice little space to get this done. And of course, this was before we added the platforms to the side. This is also where we're farming lava, and all of her lava got produced. So all in all, this has been a really fun adventure, and I have to say I really enjoyed it. Down below is where our mob farms are. So we have both of our mob farms set up, and one side is actually being farmed with the mob slaughter factory. This is being mob slaughter factory, and this is just our standard mob farm getting us all kinds of other materials. Our really basic enchantment system that only went up to 80, but you can definitely make this go higher if need be. And then our auto cow milker is down here as well. A lot of cool things here, like our armory cabinet is something to note. And then hooked up to a logic cable, the actual screen. And then you can actually see what's inside this cabinet. You could probably also hook this up to refined storage as well to see all of the items in there. But this is a really cool thing for storing all of your totems. I know early on that was something that was fixed, where mobs now don't drop them as often, but they were dropping them like candy. We had so much of that material. My goodness, guys, what a journey this mod pack has been. And we got just about every quest done as well. I know almost all of these quests are more or less a quest that's sort of helping and holding your hand. Of course, the main quest to complete the pack is the in-game section, in which we have done that. What an epic journey. Now, I just want to remind you yet again, if you do want access to this world download, a supporter of any tier will get you access to the world download. And of course, everybody that is on this list is a supporter. So thank you guys so much for supporting the channel and supporting these playthroughs, as it really does mean a lot to me. And keeps food on the table for my kiddos. and of course me, and yeah, allows me to be able to pursue this and continue to make great content for you guys. Now that we have finished this journey, of course there are going to be more journeys ahead of us, and I would actually like you guys' recommendations on that. Let me know down in the comments below what mod pack I should play next. And I would love to read your comments, and I would love to get some suggestions on what you think would be a good mod pack to pursue next. And of course, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode and this whole series. And if you did, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up. And of course, comment down below as well what you enjoyed the most about this mod pack. It has been an absolute blast. I will see you in the next Let's Play, which will be soon-ish, soon. And as always, guys, thanks for watching. I don't know, there's still something suspicious about this backpack. I just can't put my finger on it.